students, how are you all? I just hope that you all are doing well. Now students, will continue with the same chapter, chapter 2, Kingdom Classification Part 1. Now as I told you earlier also, what is classification? Classification is a method of arranging organisms into groups or sets on the basis of similarities or dissimilarities. Now, Carl Linnaeus, he proposed hierarchy of classification. Now see, this is the hierarchy of classification. Kingdom, phylum or division. Phylum in case of animals and division in case of plants. Then comes class, then order, family, genus, and then species. Both in animal and plant kingdoms, the lowest category is a species and highest is the kingdom, and rest of the categories they lie within the framework. The categories in the hierarchy, they are placed in ascending order. That means as we go upwards like this, as we go upwards, then what happens? The number of similar characters, they decreases, okay, as we go upwards, and as we go downwards, the number of characteristics, similar characteristics, it increases. So this is about the hierarchy of classification. Now just for example, we all have got address, right? So what is there in the address? Our country name, then state name, then district, then city, then locality, then house number, and then finally what is there? Our name. So the same way, this classification is based on kingdom, which is highest in category, then phylum or division, then class, then order, then family, and then genus, species. Now there's a interesting way of, funny way of learning this classification, this hierarchy. What is this? It is King Poland came over for good salad. This is how you can learn the classification. Again, King Poland came over for good salad. This is how you can learn the classification of animals and plants. Now the scientific names, they are unique, understood, and followed all over the world. And since the system of naming involves giving organism two names, it is also known as binomial nomenclature. And they are guided by a set of rules in the International Code of Biological Nomenclature, or ICBN. So these are the set of rules. Number one, that the genus name is always written first with first letter capital. Here you can see, suppose I take an example of human beings. We have got a scientific name, Homo sapiens. Now here Homo is genus, okay, and sapiens species. So Homo, H is capital, first letter is capital here. So genus is always written first and the first letter is always capital. And here species, they are written after genus and the first letter is small. Both name of an individual, if I am writing genus or species, then it should be printed in italics. Printed in italics. Italics, you know, is a font. And when handwritten, suppose I've written it here with my hand, this is handwritten. So the names should be underlined. Here you can see I've underlined the name. So this is how scientific names, they are written. And this Rana tigrina is actually the scientific name for frog. And Rana is genus, first letter is capital, then we have Tigrina, which is species, and T is small, and both the words, both the names, they are underlined. Since this is handwritten, so it is underlined. Otherwise, if it is printed, then it has to be written in italics. Let us discuss the levels of all the classification, biological classification of plants and animals. So the first is here species. I'm starting from species. Species is a group of individuals with similar morphological characters which are able to breed among themselves. So lion, they have the species Leo, so they can breed among themselves. Now since they have got similar characteristics, that is, they are similar in structure and functions, so they can breed among themselves. Now comes genus. Genus is a group of species. They have less characters in common as compared to species. So members of genus, they have identical reproductive organs. Suppose, for example, if we take banyan and fig trees, they differ from each other in shape, size and surface of leaf, but they resemble in their reproductive organs such as inflorescence. Comes family. Now family is represented by a group of related genera that are more similar to each other than with the genera of other families. That means, for example, a cat and a lion, they belong to the cat family, which is Felidae. Now they both possess similar structure and have retractive claws. Then comes order. Order, it is an assemblage of families resembling one another in a few characters. For example, tiger and a wolf, they share the common characteristics such as jaws with powerful incisors. Incisors, you know, they are the front teeth, and large sharp canines. Canines, you know, it is used for tearing flesh. So it is adapted for flesh eating. Hence both are placed in the same order, Carnivora. So order is Carnivora. Now comes class. It represents organisms of related orders. Now suppose chordates such as rats, dogs, bats, dolphins, camels, they all belong to the Mammalia class. Why? Because they have characteristics like hairy exoskeleton, mammary glands and external ear, etc. Then comes phylum. Now phylum, it includes all organisms belonging to different classes having a few common characters. Now for example, all animals which have a notochord present in the embryo belong to the phylum Chordata. So you can see here that as we go upward, that means if we move from species to kingdom, then the similarity in characteristics, it decreases. And finally comes kingdom. Kingdom, it includes all organisms who share a set of distinguishing common characters. For example, plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Plant kingdom, it involves all the plants or all the organisms that prepare their own food. And animal kingdom, it involves all the organisms that cannot prepare their own food. So you have to write all these questions. There are total 4 questions and their answers in your practical file. So question number 1 is, who proposed the term binomial nomenclature? Then question number 2 is, draw the hierarchy of classification. That means all the levels of classification. Then question number 3, what is the full form of ICBN? And you have to write the set of rules for scientific names. Then question number 4 is, write the scientific names of the following animals. You have to write the scientific names. For example, frog, the scientific name for frog is Rana tigrina. So this is how you'll be writing scientific name of lion, then human, then cat, tiger, wolf. The answers are there in your textbook. It's just that you have to find them.